Hello and welcome to the fifth quarter with your host, Ben Schaefer.
Ooh, hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to another edition of the fifth quarter. Now, to kick things off with, we are still following Miguel Cabrera in his chase for the Triple Crown, which has not been awarded since 1967. Now, I think he could get there, but Hamilton is really going to be chasing him for the home runs, and he's got 2 games left to get this Triple Crown. So hopefully he gets what he's been searching for this entire season, and who knows, possibly an AL MVP award. Freddie Freeman has hit a walk-off home run to put the Braves in the playoffs this week. Now, great for Freddie, great for the Braves, but great for Chipper because this is his final year playing baseball, and hopefully for him, he could end his last season off on a high note. Now we move on to the Chicago White Sox and the Detroit Tigers divisional race. As you all know, the Tigers won the division last night, and that puts the White Sox out of the playoffs, even though it seemed like a couple of weeks ago that they could have had this division locked up. And guess what? The wild card isn't working for them either, because they have like 8 back in, so obviously they will not make the playoffs. Now, even if they were going to play a tiebreaker game, I still think the Tigers would win because they got the hitting, Cabrera, Prince Fielder, and the pitching, Justin Verlander. Alright, that's pretty good. Now, the Dodgers and Cardinals are in a huge race for the last wild card spot in the National League. Now, I think the Cardinals will get there. Obviously, they could do that with a win or a Dodgers loss or tonight. Now, if the Dodgers miss the playoffs, what's going on, guys? You have people like Adrian Gonzalez, Matt Kemp, Hanley Ramirez, Andre Ethier. You got a stacked team. Get all those players at the deadline, and you still can't capitalize with it. Not looking too good, guys. So, the Orioles and the A's have clinched some wild card spots, but actually both teams could win their division still. The O's are chasing the Yankees, and the A's are chasing the Rangers, and I believe that the Orioles are tied with the Yankees, and the A's are 1 game in back of the Texas Rangers. So we now move on to football. Drew Brees has tied the record for most touchdown passes thrown consecutively, 47 games, set by Johnny Unitas back in 1960. So good for you, Drew Brees. And people are saying stuff like this record will never be broken, and this is the equivalent of Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak, in which it is. Drew Brees has tied a record that no one thought could be even tied or broken. Now the Saints are playing the Chargers next week, and if he throws a touchdown in that game, I think this will put him in the Hall of Fame because he's got a Super Bowl ring, Super Bowl MVP, Offensive Player of the Year. He's got all those passing records. He broke Dan Marino's record last season for the 5,084 yards that Marino set back in 1984, and Breeze just shattered that by throwing 5,400 yards. Now we move on to the NFL games that happened this week. So thank God that we got the refs back, and now they can focus on officiating the NFL on how we want it to be like last week. The Packers-Seattle game, that was Green Bay ball. And all the replacement refs screwed that up. Now, the Jets are in trouble. They are 2-2, and obviously they are still in a three-way tie for first place. But they have to play the Texans on Monday night next week. Now, I think the Jets are going to lose this game by 10 points. And against the 49ers this week, they just got their butts kicked. I mean, it wasn't even close. In the words of Rex Ryan, we got our asses kicked. And for the Jets, so you lost Darrelle Revis and now Santonio Holmes. It's not panic time yet, but if you lose a couple, 2-3 more, and let's say you're like 2-4 or 3-5, at or close to the midway point in the season, then it's time to hit the panic button. Now, I'm going to review Sanchez's stats. He's completed 49.2% of his passes, 813 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 4 picks. Tim Tebow could do that, so if he keeps struggling, it's time to get Tebow into the mix. So, the Cardinals, Texans, and Falcons are all undefeated. The team who I think could stay undefeated the longest is probably the Texans, because they've got a pretty good quarterback, solid running back, and receivers, and a good defense. Also, Matt Ryan so far looks like the early league MVP. And who knows, he could get there, but his competitors are still going to be like guys like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. The AFC East, I just told you, is tied right now, and what the Bills did in that game, they just fell on their face, okay? I mean, you know that, like, crack you see in the sidewalk that has like one block up at the other? Yeah. Now think of you trying to steal a woman's purse. You take it and you're running. You trip on that, you fall on your face, you break your nose, and then the woman comes by, stomps on your crotch, and runs away. That's what happened to him. I mean, they had the lead chance to bury it. They crapped their pants, and that is how it should. I mean, 6 unanswered touchdowns. I mean, the Bills have been the Patriots' punching bag for like the past 9 or 10 years. Now, the Packers Saints. Now, going into that game, this was a huge one for both teams, knowing that the Packers could be 1-3 or the Saints could be 0-4 now. I think the Packers are still safe for now on, and I still think they're going to make the playoffs, probably winning 12 games. Saints, on the other hand, they are doomed. Time to hit the panic button now, and I would look forward to this year's draft. Also, Michael Vick is still struggling, and who knows, in the future, Andy Reid could replace him as the starter, but I don't think he will do that. But Vick needs to be more consistent, because all he's doing is throwing picks, fumbling, whatever. On to the NBA now. Rondo has said he is a leader of the Boston Celtics, and I think he is. He's one of their best players, and I think he's going to be one of the leaders with guys like Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, if he's still on the team. Also, Tom Thibodeau and the Bulls have agreed to a 4-year contract extension. Good for him. He is a great coach, and he's coaching some pretty good players. And the only NHL news that I got for you now is that so far the CBA negotiations are still stalled, and right now I got nothing on that. Now, on to the NCAA. Oregon has came back from a deficit against Washington State, crushing them 56-26. Now, this is exactly how the NCAA is. It's high scoring, and you gotta play 60 minutes. If you don't do that, you can't win games. And now, can Stanford go all the way this year? We'll see. I feel like 3-0 or 3-1 now, 4-0 possibly. And you never know. It's still early in the season. Also, Nebraska has crushed. I think I did that last week. Sorry. So, Geno Smith has gone 45 for 51, 656 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Again, this is exactly how the NCAA is. It's extremely high scoring and a lot faster game because you have lighter, younger, faster players. And now time for the question of the day. How do you think the Jets season is going to wind up? And how long until Mark Sanchez loses his job at the starting quarterback role? Well, for me, I think it'll probably wind up at about a mid-season. The Jets' overall season, I say they could go 7-9, 8-8, 6-10 at the very worst. And that is all I have for you guys today. You all know my name, in case you forgot. It's right there above my head. America, Canada, Australia, and anyone outside those countries that gives a crap what I'm talking about. By the way, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Now I am going to go. By the way, NHL picks, I'll do those whenever they come close to a CBA or the week before it actually starts. And my NBA picks are in 2 weeks. So I'm going to go. I will see you Thursday for my MLB playoff preview. Bye-bye. Ooh.